Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Kamba's World. I'm Queen Kamba. Welcome to my world. And on today's episode of Kamba's World Reality Review, I will be reviewing, drum rolls, Love is Blind Season 5. This is my first Love is Blind season. I have watched some of the past seasons. I've just not brought myself to review them. But today's a new day, because I'm bigger and better and I am more dedicated to this work. That being said, do well to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment at the end of the video and tell me what you think. What do we disagree on? What do we agree on? And yeah. So on this episode, I'll be reviewing episode 1 and 2. Then I'll review episode 3 next, and just like that, we'll get it started. Now let's get into it. So episode 1, they introduce us. We see Vanessa and Negligee, of course, because although I'm surprised, because I thought they were going to change them after the backlash they got from last season, especially Vanessa with the whole Marshall situation. But good to see them, looking good. So they walk in, they meet the singles, and they just give them an intro and say, okay, so we're gonna see if Love is Blind. The pods are now open. And you know, it was exciting. So at the beginning of the whole thing, you see everybody, plenty. They're like 15 singles or even 20 each. But as the show progressed, you begin to see how they begin to fizzle out, and then the main characters begin to show. So the main characters were reduced immediately to almost like 5 guys and 5 girls. Yeah, so I just knew that, okay, these are people that will be giving us drama. Immediately they started to fizzle out, and then, you know, we already started to have a feel of the main characters in this season. So yeah, they introduced us to Taylor. Only a few people can say, okay, you know what, this is what I did. Most times everybody's just like, hey, life happened to me. So Taylor hasn't yet told us the real reason why her mother feels like relationships might not be her thing. But to me, immediately I heard that, I was like, okay, there is a problem. And hopefully, as the show progresses, we'll begin to see some of those, you know, holes in her life's pattern. Because there's something there for your own birth mother that loves you to tell you, maybe you should just stay clear of relationships. There's a problem. So yeah, let me just mention a few people so there's Johnny, there's Chris, the project manager, good-looking guy. There's Milton, 24, the engineer. Now he's young, and this is always I don't know. It's not bad to be young, right? But yeah, you know, when the 24-year-old gets attracted to the 30-year-old, that age difference, even as much as they try to gloss over it, it will still come up. That's just it. But we'll see how it goes. Then there's Lydia. Lydia came off as very energetic, very open-minded, very sincere, very passionate, very bubbly person. That's how Lydia came off as. Easy, 29. He's a good-looking guy. He works out. He sounds like a solid guy off the bat, just meeting him. Uche. First and foremost, Uche is a Nigerian name, so he's probably a Nigerian that has lived there. So yeah, as a Nigerian, I was like, okay, Uche, nice to see you. Then there's JP, the firefighter. So JP is a cool guy, non-looking guy, not the, you know, cream of the crop in looks, but I mean, he's a stable guy, has a good thing going. Then there's so I think that, yeah, that's just basically it. I think Uche had a date with Miriam and shined a light on earlier, but she quickly fizzled out. I don't know if it's because she only had maybe just one match, but at the beginning she was having a date with Uche. And just something worth mentioning, the girl's story was not adding up. She was trying to be unnecessarily vague, and, you know, it's almost like she was trying to hide something. Like, why couldn't Miriam just give a direct answer? What do you do? I'm kind of sort of like she wasn't giving a direct answer. Like, what do you do? She would bounce, jump around the bush, dance around the bush. I'm just like, nah. So yeah, and oh yeah, there's Aliyah, of course. Aliyah, and so those were the people. Now Aliyah and Uche had like a strong connection. Johnny had a strong connection with Chris, the project manager, and with what's the name of this guy? Done with Izzy and Chris. Then we have Stacy. Yes, we have Stacy. Stacy, yeah, sorry I didn't mention her earlier. Because I guess at the beginning she wasn't one of those people that, had the spotlight on her, but eventually. So Stacy only has a connection with Izzy. So Stacy comes up to me as somebody who might not be very vulnerable emotionally and might just be a competitive person and just wanted to win. Because even Izzy said it, he was like, I don't get the vulnerable side with you, while I get that with Johnny. And then immediately she heard that, it was like she now started to, bring that out and was like, yeah, I'm not going to, like, she was just she came up to me as she was just trying to win Izzy. So she would tell him anything he wanted to hear. Immediately he complained about her not being so emotional. She almost tried to, stop being emotional. So I just felt like that was just, it wasn't completely honest. It was just a gameplay for her to move forward. So yeah, these are all the connections and all the people we introduced to. So Izzy was like the bado of the season because everybody likes Izzy. There's Lydia, there's Johnny, and there is Stacy. Off the bat, I could already tell that Lydia liked Izzy more than Izzy liked her. And I think that one thing that kind of, tickled Lydia's fancy was because Izzy is also Latino, so they're getting along, and she was just, oh my god, so excited. So she liked him quickly. And as they progressed, I even remember one particular place where she's like, oh my god, Izzy, and then she's all excited, and Izzy was like, "Ugh." And I'm like, oh my god, I hope I'm never on the other side of the pod of life being all excited about somebody who could care less. No shade to Izzy, honestly. I think that Izzy's a solid guy. Based on what I've seen so far, I actually think Izzy's a very nice guy. Oh, let me not say nice guy, a good guy. I will even go as far as saying a good guy. I stand to be corrected because human beings are very interesting people. So while Lydia was getting all excited, I respect Izzy for not stringing her along too long, but just telling her very early on, like, you know what, I think you're wonderful, but I have stronger connections. I appreciate him because a lot of us, we like attention. I'm not one of them. Like, okay, yes, I do like attention, but like, not at the detriment of somebody's soul. But a lot of people like attention at the detriment of other people. So like, they don't care if, like, they will gather as many people are interested in them and just, do tinkle. Who am I gonna pick? But Izzy's a solid guy. He cut Lydia off immediately because he knew he had nothing for her. So I respect that. And of course, Lydia was heartbroken. I felt bad for her because, most times in life, we end up liking people that don't like us like that, and then we cause ourselves heartbreak. Because sometimes the handwriting is on the wall, is in the tone, is in the voice. Like, if Lydia wanted to be honest with herself, that guy not really like her like that. He didn't really like her like that because the way he was conversing with her, he was just like, She would talk and talk, and he'd be like, It was already obvious, but sometimes when we're mesmerized and we're excited, we only hear what we want to hear. We only see what we want to see and know what's actually being said or what's actually staring us in the face. So she was heartbroken and Leah consoled her. And I think that, to me, I saw that as, okay, this looks like a friendship that might build up because Aliyah really did hold her down. And then Aliyah and Uche. Funny, I like these two together. But yeah, let's just see how it goes. I feel like their connection was kind of genuine. And I feel like things would, if they allow it, things would work out well between the two of them. So Ali and Uche, they'll giggle, they'll talk, they'll flirt, everything was smooth. And then Uche started questioning Ali and was like, okay, I don't even know what started the conversation, but he just questioned her and it was like, have you ever lied before? And she was like, yes, I've lied. I'm human. I'm human. I am allowed to lie, blah, blah, blah. No, she didn't say that. Let me do that one. But she was like, yeah, I've done some bad things before. I'm human. Uche asked her, have you cheated before? And she said, yes. And Uche asked her, how many years ago? She said 2 years. Uche said, oh, So you're a recent cheater. I'm like, hey, way, Uchenna. Hey! And I'm just gonna, Uche was just quoting this babe. Like, if Uche had king, would have flogged her. That was how much he was, holding her accountable. And, I could just see Aliyah just shrink because she was taking the beating. It wasn't really beating. I won't say beating, but like, Uche wasn't having it. Uche was giving it to her back to back. Like, so you cheated 2 years ago. You're a recent cheater. She's like, no, I won't do that. You say, how would you know? It's just 2 years ago. People don't really cheat. She was like, no, I won't. And I said that, okay, did you even tell the guy after you cheated on him? She was like, no, I didn't want to hurt his feelings. He said, no. It's not because you didn't want to hurt his feelings. That's not why you didn't tell him. You didn't tell him because you didn't want to take accountability. Everything Uche was saying, in my opinion, is the truth. It is the truth. Sometimes we claim that, we don't want to tell people because they don't hurt their feelings. But the truth is, we don't want to actually confront what we've done, because we know that for us to confess, that would actually establish the fact that we did some effed up things to this person, and we'd have to confront the pain that we've actually caused those people, because cheating on him, she has already done him wrong, but now it's to confront that wrong that she has done that she doesn't want to do. So Uche Sha finished her like back to back, and then she was like, okay, and then she carried her cup and her Jordan and she left, and the girl she was like, hey, she just fell down. I was crying, and then Aliyah just came, baby girl, what's the problem? At this point, I was like, okay, this is nice. When Aliyah needed a shoulder to cry on, when Lydia needed a shoulder to cry on, Aliyah was there. So now, like, this is sisterhood. I was like, yes, proud of the people. But to keep it a buck with you, Aliyah was going overboard. Like, she was saying things like, we are similar. We are the same. We are so similar. Like, if Uche cannot see you, if he cannot appreciate you, like, he should get, he should leave. It's not the one for you. Like, I knew this was going to happen to you because me and you are similar. I was like, hey. But, like, it felt awkward because of the passion that Lydia was using to say these things. I'm just like, calm down now. Like, you should also be able to put yourself in the guy's shoes, because there's also this other friend in the mix who, like, it was Aliyah, it was Lydia, and another person, but I can't remember her name right now. So they're the ones trying to talk to Aliyah to calm her down, and that person was like, the other lady was like, I understand that he shouldn't judge you, but it's understandable for him to be taken aback after hearing something like this. Lydia was not happy. Lydia was like, well, he can't judge her. He can't judge her. Like, the passion was something else. But at this point, as much as it was a lot, I was just like, yeah, cool. She's just trying to be a good friend. She might be overdoing it, but there are some people in real life that just overdo, and they overdo from a good place. So I was like, no, wahala now. So that was that for Uche and Lydia. Now for Taylor and what's the name of the firefighter guy? Because now I have to keep using these things. I'm just watching the show for now. Mona, no thanks. JP. Okay. Hey. Now for JP and Taylor, those ones, their chemistry is just going like butter on hot knife. It was just smooth. It was so sweet to watch. But my only concern was like, will these people like each other if they see themselves? Honestly, I was like, I don't know if the guy will be attracted to her, and I don't know if she'll be attracted to him. That as a viewer, that was my concern watching it. Like, these people, their chemistry is nice. So the lady, the way she talks to him is amazing. The chemistry was just sweet. But mine is, I hope that when they see each other, they will like each other. But the guy, after he left one of their conversation, the girl was like, no, before he left, the girl was like, oh yeah, like, we're so perfect for each other, I just proposed already. And he was like, I would. And after he left the pod, and the guys, they all leave the pod at the same time, and somebody asked him like, oh, was there a good conversation? He said, yeah, I'd propose to her right now. I was like, oh, that is so sweet. So yeah, it was nice, huh? It was nice. The show did all right. So while Lydia, Izzy, let me go back to Izzy and Lydia. When Izzy broke up with Lydia, Lydia was crying, and she asked him why. And I think that this moment is really important, because whenever people disappoint us in relationships, we always ask, Why? Because for the life of you, you cannot understand, because you know you are sweet, you are nice. In your head, you are painting a picture already. You guys really have kids, children. Like in your head, everything they're all right. You're just like yeah, you are good. But they just disappoint you. They just say they're not doing it, and you're like, at what point? You're just like, why? Tell me why. What is wrong? What did I do wrong? And the guy was like, there's nothing you did wrong. It's just that I have other chemistry. Like I have stronger chemistry with other people. And this to me was a very important moment for me, because it's really important for us to just know that sometimes there's really no why. Just even watching it, I don't think that there was anything Lydia particularly did wrong. I would have said, oh, maybe she talked too much. But no, she was just being her bubbly self. So for her to cry like that and just be asking why, and the guy was like, there was no why. And as a viewer, I can say truly and truly, there actually was no why. And sometimes when we watch these shows, it is important for us to take the lessons along with it and not just the entertainment. And the lesson is sometimes when people break up, when people leave you, when people decide that it's not working, there's really sometimes no why, no tangible why. It's just like there's just no chemistry. They just don't see it, and they just see it with other people. And sometimes you look at those people that they see it with, and if you even try to analyze, okay, what is it about this person, you will hurt yourself. There is no why. Just take heart, back, come and move on, and look for the person that will also love you without a reason why, you know, and just would not want to leave your presence without any reason why. So yeah, that just needed to state that, because that was something that also struck me while I was watching. So yeah, for episode 2 again, JP was asked about Taylor, about his upbringing, and you know, he really got emotional, and that was really sweet to see as a viewer. I'm like, oh, such a sweet boy. Yeah. So now Johnny has 2 connections. That's Izzy and Chris, our project manager. So Johnny had Chris and Izzy as her connection, while Izzy had Johnny and what's her name? Stacy. Johnny and Stacy. Initially, I felt like it could have been anyone, but I think eventually it was kind of clear that he liked, that's Izzy now. Izzy liked Johnny more. He felt like they had more emotional connection, like they had more emotional conversations, and there was just that emotional bond. So at the end of episode 1 and 2, we established a connection between JP and Taylor. We had also established a connection / triangle / square between Izzy, Stacy, and Johnny Izzy and Chris, the project manager. So yeah, we've been able to establish all of these relationships. I was just wondering, like, all these other people in this house, is it that they're not having connections? I guess it's not entertaining enough. But yeah, and at the end of it, Uche and Aliyah were not really on good terms, but we'll see how it goes in episode 3. So do well to check out my next review where I give you a detailed breakdown of episode 3. Thank you so much for watching. I love you.